Welcome to Monday night. Quick, easy dinner number one. I'm making hibachi noodles and stir-fry veggies. It is delicious and it does not take very much time at all. I'm gonna be showing you a week's worth of easy, quick, toddler-approved, husband-approved meals that we all love. I'm even gonna add the shopping list down below so you can go through and just add it all to your click list, or when you're going through Walmart or Kroger or wherever you are, just add it to your cart and you have a full week of dinners that are done. So I'm gonna have something new every night. I'm gonna show the meal plan here in a second, and let's get started. First is the hibachi noodles, and this is all you need for the sauce for the noodles. You need butter, garlic, soy sauce, teriyaki, and sugar. You can also use sesame oil, but I hate the way it smells, so I don't use that. And you can sprinkle sesame seeds, and we don't do that either. So we just use these, and then you're gonna make your spaghetti like normal. And when the spaghetti noodles are done, you're just gonna dump it into the sauce, and then add your stir-fry veggies as well. Once you get the butter all melted, you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of garlic. For the stir-fry like vegetables, I'm just gonna take the stir-fry medley. It's broccoli florets, carrots, broccoli stalks, and snow peas. I'm just gonna throw this in the skillet with a little bit of olive oil, or actually vegetable oil, and just mix it up and leave it in the pan because my family's so picky. Steven won't eat like any of this but the carrots. Piper will eat the broccoli, and I'll eat all of it. So I'm just gonna save the headache of people not liking their food, and if they want it in there, they can throw it in there together at the end. Noodles are done, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna chop 2 chicken breasts. I cut them like to bite-sized pieces. You can do them bigger if you want. I just like it like the hibachi style small chicken. Throw it all in the pan with a little bit of oil and just cook the meat until it is completely done. Newsflash. I was reading the back of my Market Side Veggies and I realized that the bag is microwavable. So I will be doing that tonight instead of dirtying up another skillet. So easy peasy. Now that the chicken is cooked through and completely done, I'm gonna add some soy sauce and teriyaki. Now I do not measure, I kind of eyeball and go from there, but I don't like a lot of sauce. I use a less sodium. And then a little bit of the teriyaki. And I actually think I'm gonna add a little bit more soy sauce. There we go. So, once you do that, you just mix it on up. My sister-in-law actually just showed me this today. It was this girl's Instagram, who I'll have to find and link later. But basically, she just took a can of breadcrumbs or oats and cut little like thingies in it, and then they just put their crayons in it. This is the second time that we're filling up our breadcrumb bucket with crayons. So keeping her busy while I finish dinner. Uh-oh. Taco Tuesday, we are making taco cups with homemade Spanish rice. Now, I just did a little spin on regular normal tacos just to make it more fun and kid friendly, and my husband loves them now that I make them in little cup shapes. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. But my favorite thing is the homemade Spanish rice, because you can always get the ones in the bag and they're always, it's so flavor, it has so much flavor.
but they're so bad for you. There's so much sodium. So I started making it homemade, and it is so good. So I'm gonna show you how I make that and Taco Tuesday. Here we go. I'm gonna start by browning my taco meat just like I would any other normal tacos. And over another skillet on medium heat, I'm gonna add 1/8 cup of cooking oil. I use vegetable oil, but you can use whatever kind that you want. And I'm gonna throw in a whole cup of rice. I use the boil in the bag rice because it is already measured out and it's exactly 1 cup every time. So I'm gonna go through, give that some time to cook. I'm gonna cook the rice until it is browned. Once it is browned, I'm going to add my 1/2 can of tomato sauce, and I'm just going to stir that up until it is nice and bubbling. Now we're going to add all of those delicious spices. I'm going to start by adding 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin, and then a teaspoon of garlic salt, and that is all the seasoning that you need, trust me. Set the timer for 15 minutes, and it's really important to not open the lid while you are boiling the rice. So just let that sit, let your taco meat simmer, and while that's getting done, we're gonna go ahead and make the taco cup shells. I accidentally bought the really small tortillas. It was the fajita ones, but normally I get the big ones and I can get 2 shells, but tonight I just ripped it in half and made it work, and I've done that before and it turns out just fine because it bakes hard and it's good. I'll show you at the end. All right, the rice timer has gone off, so you're just gonna turn that off and let it sit for 5 minutes and just let it simmer. I'm gonna spoon the meat to each little cup, and while I was cooking this, I was thinking this would be a really good idea for like a meal prep or for kid lunches to send to school because they're just so small and portable and they fit in Tupperware really easily. I'm gonna go and I just sprinkled shredded Mexican cheese on top, and then I'm gonna throw them in the oven, and that is it. All right, the rice is done. It sat for 5 minutes. You stir it up and it is ready. I have the taco cups in the oven now, and they will be ready in less than 5 minutes, and then dinner is done for Tuesday night. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday, thank the Lord. I'm gonna be making a roasted pork chop and veggie, like sheet pan kind of meal. Super quick, super easy. We're gonna get it done and need to add it. Super healthy. I've already washed and prepped my veggies, but I just threw them all in a bowl, and I'm gonna add some vegetable oil or olive oil or whatever oil you want. Throw in some salt, pepper, and a little bit of paprika, and give that a good mix together. I do want to apologize. I do sound a little sick because I have bronchitis and my voice is trying to go away, but I'm gonna power through it so I can show you all of these delicious meals. I just sprayed a regular old sheet pan with Pam spray, and I'm gonna line the vegetables up on each side of the pan. I'm gonna leave a space in the middle because whenever it's done roasting, I'm gonna throw those pork chops in between all of those veggies. Pork chops are seasoned. I just rubbed olive oil, paprika, pepper, and kosher salt on them and just rubbed it in really good on both sides. So now when the veggies timer goes off, I'm just gonna throw these on the pan and throw it back in the oven. The veggies are out. I gave them a quick little stir, and now you're just gonna go in and drop your pork chops right down the middle. Oh, stuck. There we go.
Boom. And boom. I'm gonna throw that back in the oven and bake it for about 20 or so minutes until the meat is cooked all the way. Night 4 of quick, easy dinners for everybody. Sorry about my lighting. It's horrible, but that's okay. But tonight we're gonna be making a baked rigatoni, and it's 4 ingredients: rigatoni, sauce, mozzarella cheese, and whether you want to use ground beef, ground turkey, whatever kind of meat you want. I've even done where I've done half ground beef and half like Italian sausage for a little bit of spice, but we just kind of keep it easy and normal here, so regular old beef. So I'm going to show you how to make it. It's been a quick, easy week. This one is like the Friday Eve dinner. Everybody's fed, everybody's happy, and I'm going to show you how to make it really fast. I always cook some kind of pasta once a week just to make meal planning a little bit easier. This is one of my rotations of pasta I do. I also do just regular spaghetti and meat sauce, and sometimes I will do spaghetti and meatballs. Now that you got your noodles to al dente, I'm gonna dump everything in the giant pot, and that's the reason I do use such a big pot, because it's easier to mix whenever you use this big pot compared to the skillet or the baking dish. So I just dump everything in and just give it a good stir. I've learned, because sometimes whenever I used to mix it, I would mix it in the dish or the skillet and noodles would fly everywhere. So that's why I use the giant stock pot. And yes, I am stirring with a spatula, I just noticed that. So that's great too. Another thing I really like about this meal is that you can make it ahead of time and freeze it and save it for those nights when you have super busy and you really don't have time to cook. Tonight we're playing with Play-Doh. The best thing ever. Do you like your Play-Doh? Play-Doh? Let me open it. Thank you. It is Friday night, and I'm going to show you how to make my homemade chicken tortilla soup. I am a soup gal, so I am all about making soups once a week. What I'm doing now is just adding 48 ounces or a really big carton of chicken broth straight to a stock pot. This is what I like to add to my chicken tortilla soup. I put a whole can of corn, rinse off and strain the black beans, a can of cream of chicken, and a diced green chilies for my vegetable canned stuff I put in there. You can add the cream of chicken soup. It's totally optional. I just did it tonight because I wanted a little bit more of a creamier based soup instead of a broth based soup.
Now normally I would do a rotisserie chicken, or I would boil chicken breast and shred it and put it in there, but it's Friday and I'm tired of cooking, so I'm using my pulled chicken breast made by Tyson, and this is the best shredded chicken that's frozen I have ever had in my life. So I'm just gonna take 2 cups of this and dump it straight into the pan, and it'll cook with it. It's already pre-cooked, so it's just gonna heat up and make it extra good, and it already has some kind of little seasoning on it. It's nothing crazy, but it's just a little extra in the to give the soup some more flavor. PSA, tried to open it and I completely ripped it apart. Like, how do you do that? Now don't be alarmed at how big this chunk of chicken is, because when you put it in there and it cooks, it all shreds apart. It was just balled up together. And counted that as a cup of chicken, and then I went in and added another cup. If you like more chicken, just go ahead and add it. That's just what I do. This chicken tortilla soup is done. All the ingredients are in. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it simmer for about 30 minutes to an hour. One other thing you could do is you can also make this in the crock pot and let it sit all day, or you can make it on the stove all day, because the longer it sits, the more flavor it is going to have. And I like my soup with a little bit of cheese, some tortilla chips, and a little dollop of sour cream. But I was out, so that was sad, but it's okay, because it's still warm and delicious either way. And that's a wrap for the weeknight dinners. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe.